So hello and welcome everyone to this tutorial session. In this video, we are going to learn about different operators that we can use in Python. So we start off this video by understanding what are operators in Python. Then we will discuss different types of operators that are available in Python. And in the last, we will discuss how we can use this operator with the help of some examples. So without any further delay, let's jump on to our first topic and understand what are operators in Python. So basically, operators are special characters that helps to perform some arithmetic or logical calculation. Now these operators are utilized on set of values or variables in Python, which are also known as operands. So here you can see an example related to an operator and some operands. So in this expression, x and y are both operands and the plus sign is the operator which will be used to add these two values. Now if I talk about different programming languages, operators serve as the foundation for the program logic, and same is the case with Python. Moreover, Python supports a variety of different operators, so let's discuss about them as well. So this is the complete list of all the supported operators in Python. So very first is the arithmetic operators. Now arithmetic operators are simply used to perform mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. After arithmetic, there is assignment operators. So the role of assignment operators in Python is to assign certain value to a variable. Additionally, we can also perform some more operations while assigning value using the assignment operator in Python. Now next is the comparison operator. So comparison operator, as the name specifies, is used to compare set of operands from both sides of the operator, and it basically returns a boolean value based upon the comparison. After that, there is logical operator. So logical operators are simply used to evaluate expressions and make decision based upon it. After logical operators, there is identical operators in Python, which is also known as identity operators. Now these identical operators are simply utilized to determine whether two values are stored in the same memory location or not. We will discuss about them as well in detail. After this, there is membership operators. Now membership operators in Python is used to check the existence of a value in a given sequence. So these operators are simply utilized on sequence data types such as string, list, dictionary, set. After membership operator, in the last we have bitwise operator. Now bitwise operator considers operand as binary values and simply utilized to perform bit by bit operation on them. So now let's start discussing each of these operator in detail, and first let's discuss about arithmetic operators. So here are the list of some arithmetic operators. We can perform addition using this plus sign. After this, we can perform subtraction using this minus sign, and for multiplication we use this star. For division we use this forward slash. Now other than this basic mathematical operation, we can perform some more operations, like we can calculate the modulus using this percentage sign. Then we can also calculate an exponential of a number, and moreover we can also perform floor division between two numbers. Now let's practically implement these operators in our Python program. Now from here I will move to my Jupyter notebook. So here you can see an example related to arithmetic operators. Now let's discuss this code one by one. So first what we are doing, we are declaring two integer values. So first is this num1. The value of this num1 is 25. Second integer value is num2 and its value is 21. Now here we are performing addition. So we have taken these two variables, put a plus sign in between them, and we are storing the result in the add variable. In the next line, we are using the print function to simply print the value of this add variable. After this, we are performing subtraction between these two numbers, num1, num2, and we are storing the result in the sub variable, which is short for subtraction. And then we are using the print function to print the value of this variable, sub variable. Now in the same way, we are performing multiplication between these two values. We are performing division between these two values and printing out the result using the print function. Then we are also calculating the modulus, exponential, and we are also doing floor division between them. So if I execute this cell, you can see we got our result. So if we plus num1 and num2, we got 46. So what is the value of num1? It is 25 plus 21 is 46. After this, when we subtract these two values, we will get 4, which is again true. If we multiply these two values, we will get 5 to 5. If we perform division between these two, we will get this float value as a result. If we try to calculate the modulus, then we get 4 as a result. Now if we try to calculate num1 to the power num2, then we will get this integer value. And in the last, we are calculating the float division, and the result of float division is 1. So in this simple way, we can perform all the arithmetic operations in Python program. After arithmetic operations, let's discuss about assignment operator. Now assignment operators are simply used to assign certain value, plus with the assignment we can perform some additional operations. So here are the list of some assignment operators in Python. So first is this equal to sign. Now we have used this equal to sign variety of times to assign value to a variable. We have just seen this example in our previous code. After this, we can use this plus equal to sign. Now this sign, now when we use this operator, it will calculate the sum of the right side and the left side operand together, and it will assign the result in the left operand. So let us understand this thing with the help of an example. So here you can see an example. So for this implementation, what we are doing, first we have declared an integer value num. The value of this integer value is 25. Now here is our two operands. So we are performing this operation on the num variable. We are using this plus equal to sign, and we have assigned 5 value on the right side of the operand. So what will happen when we perform this operation? It will look something like this. So what it will do, it will add the value on both sides of the operand, and it will store this value in the left operand, which is num. So it will take 25 value, add 5 to it, and then assign back it to num variable. So if let me execute this cell now. So here you can see the result. The value of num is 30. Now in the same way, we can use minus equal to sign, and what it will do, it will perform the subtraction between the two operands, and it will assign the result back to the operand which is on the left side of the operator. Then we can use this multiply equal to sign. This will calculate the product of the two operands and again assign the result back to the operand which is on the left side of the operator. Then we can use this forward slash equal to sign to perform division and assignment, and in the same manner we can perform modulus, exponential, and float division. Now let's look at the examples related to them as well. So here are the examples. So for this example illustration, I'm using this num value only. Now currently the value of num is 30. So what we are doing, we are performing this operation. So it will subtract 8 from 30 and then assign the result back to num. So if I execute this cell, so you can see now the value of num is 22. In the same way, we can perform multiplication plus assignment, division plus assignment, modulus plus assignment, exponential plus assignment, and float division plus assignment. So let me execute this cell. So here you can see we got our result. So after multiplication, the output is 110. Then after division, the result is 22. Then after the modulus plus assignment operation, the result is 4. Then after exponential, the result will be 64. And in the last, for float division, the result is 32. Now I hope all the examples are clear. Now let's move to the next operator type, which is comparison operator. Now the comparison operators in Python are simply used to compare two values, and it will return a boolean value based upon the comparison. So here are the list of comparison operators that we can use. First is this equal to operator. So here we can use a double equal to sign. This operator will check if both the operands are equal in value or not, and it will return true if both the operands are equal, and it will return false if both the operands are not equal. Then there is greater than. So it will check whether the operand on the left side is greater than the operator given on the right side, and it will return true if this condition is satisfied, else it will return false. In the same manner, we can use the less than operator to check whether the operator given on the left side is less in value than the operator given on the right side. Now we can also use greater than equal to. So here we can using this greater than sign and equal to sign together. So it will return true if the operator on the left side is greater than or equal to the value of the operator given on the right side. Now in the same manner, we can use less than equal to, and in the last there is not equal to operator. So this operator will help us to check if operand on both sides of the operator are not equal. If both the operands are not equal, then it will return true, else it will return false. Let's see example related to comparison operators now. So here is an example where we have taken two integer values, again num1 and num2. So value of num1 is 14, the value of num2 is 24, and we are using all the comparison operators to perform some action, and the result we are storing it in the result variable, and we are using the print function to print out that result. So let us execute this cell first and we will check the output. So first is this num1 is equal to num2 is false because the value of num1 is 14 and value of num2 is 24. Both are not equal, so it is false. Now second is num1 is greater than num2. Now num1 is 14 and num2 is 24. It means num2 is greater than and num1 is less than num2. So again this is false. Now the next statement will be automatically true because num2 is greater than num1. In the same fashion, num1 greater than equal to num2 is also false because both the values are different. And in the last we got this num1 not equal to num2. So both the values are not equal, they are different, so it has returned true. Now let's move to the next operator type, which is logical operator. Now the logical operators are utilized to perform the logical operation. So in the logical operations we generally perform logical AND between two values, and for this we simply use this AND keyword. Now it will check whether both the values are true. If both the values are true, then it will return true, else it will return false. Then there is OR operator. Now this OR operator will check whether one value out of the given two operands are true. If even one value is true, then it will return true, else it will return false. And in the last we have logical NOT, and for this we use this NOT keyword. Now this operator will simply return the reverse result. So if the value is true, then it will return false, and if the value is false, then it will return true. And here you can also see the examples how we can use that. So P and Q, you can consider P and Q as two variables. Now to perform this logical AND between them, we simply need to write P and Q with space between them. For logical OR we can use P or Q, and for NOT, logical NOT, as we can perform logical NOT only on one operand, so we can use NOT Q or NOT P, and it will return the reverse result of it. Now let us look at the examples related to it. So here you can see the sample code. So this time what we have done, we have declared two boolean variables x and y. The value of x is true, value of y is false. Now first we are performing the logical AND between them, and we are storing the result of this logical AND in the result variable, and we are printing out the result using the print function. After the logical AND, we are performing the logical OR, and in the same way we are performing the logical NOT. Now we are performing this logical NOT on both x and y. So let us execute this cell first and we will look at the result one by one. So x and y is false. Now as we are performing this logical AND, so in this case if both the values are true, only then the result will be true, else the result will be false. So the value of x is true but the value of y is false, so the result is false. Now for logical OR, the result is true. Now in the case of logical OR, only one operand needs to be true. If only one operand is true, then the result will automatically be true. So here we got our true result, and after this we are performing NOT. So NOT x will return the reverse of x value. So x is true, so we have defined x as true, so it will return false as a result, and we have defined y as false and it has returned true for it. So these were all logical operators. So after logical operators, let's discuss about identical operators. So there are only two identical operators in Python, and this identical operator simply helps to determine whether two values are stored in the same memory location or not. Now we need to understand one thing, that it will not check whether two values are equal in value or not. It will check the memory location, whether those two values are at the same memory location or not. Even if when two values are same, it doesn't mean that they belong to the same memory location. So the first identical operator is. So when we use it, it will return true only if the operand on both the sides of the operator are identical. It means they should belong to the same memory location. And in the same way we have is not, which will return true only if the operands on both sides are not identical. It means it will return true when both the operands belongs to some different memory location. Now let us look at the example related to them as well. So here you can see examples related to identical operators. So first in this example, what we have done, we have declared two integer values. First is the x, which is 21, then there is y, which is 17. Now after declaring integer values, we have also declared two string variables. So first is this name variable. Now the value of this name variable is Will Smith, and after this we have declared full underscore name variable, and we have assigned name variable to this full name. So the value of this name and full name will be same. After all this declaration, what we are doing, we are performing this identical operation on the integers. So here is the result variable, and for this we are checking whether x is not y. So it will simply check if x variable and the y variable are not identical, and if they are not identical it will return true. So as we can see on the screen, value of x is 21 and value of y is 70. So both the values are different, so it will return true. After this we are performing this identical operation on the string, and we are checking whether the name variable and the full name variable are identical using the is keyword. So in this case, as we have declared full name is equal to name, so both belongs to the same memory location. Basically the value of full name is referring to the name variable and the value of name variable is Will Smith only. Now if we execute, you can see x is not equal to y, so it is true, and name is full name, which is true. Both belongs to the same memory location. Now after this, let's discuss about the next operator, which is membership operators. Now membership operators in Python are simply utilized to check the existence of a value within a given sequence. Now these are the two operators that comes under membership operator. So first is this in operator. Now this operator will return true only if the value is present in the given sequence. Now let's consider this example, p in q. So p variable, so we are checking whether the value of p variable is present in the given sequence q. Now this q can be a list, it can be a string, or it can be a dictionary, it can be set as well. Now after this there is not in, so it will check the reverse of in, whether the value is not present in the given sequence, and if it is not present then it will return true, else it will return false. So let us discuss example related to that as well. So here you can see an example where first we have declared this string variable email address, and after declaring this string variable we have declared another sequence type variable which is list. Now the name of this variable is states, and we have defined 3 state values in it: Alaska, Texas, California. First we are using this membership operator on this string variable, and this time what we are doing, we are checking whether @ is there in this email address or not. If it is present, then the value of result_1 will be true, else it will be false. And in the same way we are checking whether Yahoo is not in the email address, and if Yahoo is not in email address then it will return true, else it will return false. Now in the same way we can perform the same operation on the list variable. So here we are checking whether Texas is there in this states variable. So if it is present, then the value of this result_1 will be true. Then we are checking whether Canada is there in this state variable, and in the same way we are checking whether Canada does not present in this state variable. So let me execute this cell. So here we got our results. So first we are checking this result_1. So yes, @ belongs to this email address. You can see this @ is there, that's why the first result is true. After this we are checking whether Yahoo is not in email address. So yes, it is not there in this email address, so that's why the second result is also true. Next we are checking whether Texas is there in this states variable or not. So yes, Texas is there, so it will again return true. Next we are checking whether Canada is there in states. So we know Canada is not a state, so it is not there in this states list, so it is false. And in the last we are using not in. So yes, Canada is not there in the states variable, so it has returned true. Now I hope membership operators are clear to you. Now let's move to our last topic, which is bitwise operator. So the bitwise operator in Python consider their operands as binary values and utilized to perform bit by bit operation on them. Moreover, it also returns a result based upon the bit value. So let's first understand how these operations are going to be performed. So let me have one additional cell here. So for example, I have taken a equal to 3. So a will be an integer variable, but when we are going to perform bitwise operators on them, it will not take it as integer, it will convert this to a binary value. So in Python we can convert any value to binary using the bin function. So if I pass a to this bin function and then execute this cell, you can see, so 0b here represents binary and value of 3 in binary is 1 1. In the same way, let's check out the binary of another number. So if I declare b as 6 and check its binary, and the value of this 6 in binary will be 1 1 0. Now the operators will perform operation on this binary numbers. So let us discuss these operators now. So first is the bitwise AND. So p and q are the two values, and is the operator here. It will return 1 if both the bits are 1, else it will return 0. Let us understand this thing by this example. So you can see value of a in binary is 1 1 and value of 6 in binary is 1 1 0. Now when we perform the bitwise AND, it will return 1 for all the 1 values in the particular operand, else it will return 0. So let me insert one empty cell here first, and I will show you the result. So first it will start from this last position. So it is 1. So in 3 it is 1, but in 6 it is 0. First it will put 0. After this there is 1, and in 6 also there is 1. So it will put 1 here. Now here we don't have any value, but in 6 we have 1. So we need to consider here 0. So 0 1 will be again 0. Now for instance, we can ignore this 0. So if we perform AND between A and B, then in terms of binary value, it will be 1 0, and the value of this 1 0, when we convert it to binary to decimal form, it will be 2. So let us perform this operation. So I will take one print function, and within the print function I will take A and B, and let me execute this cell, and you can see we got our result 2. Now if I convert 2 using the bin function, you can see it is 1 0, which we manually calculated. So in the same manner we can perform bitwise OR. In bitwise OR, it will return 1 even if any of the specified bit is 1, and just like logical NOT, we can perform bitwise NOT. So it will inverse all the bits. So if the bit is 1, then it will return 0, and if the bit is 0, then it will return 1. After this we can also use bitwise XOR. In the case of XOR, it will return 1 only when one of the specified bit is 0. If any of the bit is 1, in that case it will return 0. Next we can perform bitwise right shift. So in this, for the specified number of times the left side operand bit are shifted to the right side, and in the same manner we can perform bitwise left shift, which is opposite of the right shift. So in this case, in the right operand, the left shift operator moves the bit in the left operand. So now let us discuss the example related to all these bitwise operators. So here you can see we have to declare two integer values, x and y. Value of x is 12 and value of y is 5. Then we are using print function, and we are performing all these operations. Here we are performing bitwise AND, then we are performing bitwise OR, then we are performing bitwise NOT, and in the same way we are performing bitwise XOR, right shift and left shift. So if I execute this cell, you can see we got our result. So when we perform bitwise AND between x and y, the result will be 4. If we perform bitwise OR between x and y, then the result will be 13. For the rest of the operations, we will get these values: minus 13, 9, 0, 48. Now with this, I hope all the different types of operator in Python are clear to you. Now with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial session. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one.